Yo, 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 what's going on, my friend? And welcome to another Midday Mindshift here with Coach Paul Ibarra. If you are coming in new or live on my broadcast, do me a favor and type a one so that I know that you're here. And if you are new to this broadcast, let me know where you are coming in from so I can connect with you. You can also visit my website, setfreelife.net, if you want to connect with me on all my different platforms, different social media platforms. You can go to setfreelife.net. There's a contact tab. There's all kinds of good stuff in that website that you can connect with me. And so I just want to take a few seconds. We've got anonymous user from Facebook. Type in a one. Let me know who you are so that I can interact with you as well. And so I want to get you in and out within 15 minutes time. Sunny but cloudy right now in Florida. Live, yo, what's going on, April? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for clarifying your putting that chart on my post. So anyway, I'll get to that later. But anyhow, I will be on tonight as well at 6 o'clock my time, which is 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, with Larissa and Tasha Hart, the HAPS trio, and we will be breaking down this same conversation that I'm going to be having now. But since it's burning in my heart, I wanted to share it with you on my midday mind shift. So diving right in, I want to talk about focus and the 7 keys that you can have in order for your focus to be clear in your life. What's going on, Gary? Thank you so much for coming in. And so, what is focus, right? You have to ask yourself the question, am I on a mission to fulfill my goals? And if you're in a place in your life that you're not feeling like you're succeeding in those areas where you want to be, there is a solution to get to your goal, to your goals, and it's called focus, clarity, vision, all of those good things that are in our lives, right? And so here's what I've learned in my life, and here's what I want to impart into you that will help you get through your season of trying to figure out what those goals are. Whatever you focus on, that's what you really truly attract to yourself, right? For example, you start, especially now with algorithms, with algorithms in the atmosphere, you could be talking about something on your phone, with your phone present. And like 5 minutes later, if that notification is on, you'll be scrolling through Facebook and you'll see that exact thing in the chat stream, right? Or you're by a store, if you're by Target or whatever, all of a sudden there's Target ads that are all over your phone. This goes the same with your mind. When you start focusing on a certain type of car that you want to buy, a certain color, guess what? You start seeing those things in the natural everywhere that you go. When my wife and I bought our Lincoln about 6 years ago, like before that, we never really saw Lincolns. But once we bought it, it was like everywhere that we went, oh, there's a Lincoln, oh, there's a Lincoln, there's a Lincoln, because that's what we were focused on, right? And so, how do you change your focus? You see, here's where it's vital that you understand that you really dive into the prayer. You dive into just getting clear in your life. Believe it or not, there's more science behind it than you would think. Focus changes, they're not instant. Not at all. They are not instant whatsoever. And if you would like these notes, if you would like a download of what this broadcast is all about, you can go to setfreelife.net/focus, and all of my notes will be in there for you. It's a free download. Type in your email, your name, boom, shaka, you get that download and it's yours. All right. So it's like all of the stuff that we do in our lives, right? We begin to focus on, sometimes we focus on negative things. We focus on those things that we may want, or maybe those things that we weren't able to achieve, all of this different stuff that happens in our life. Well, here's the number one thing that is going to help you, especially those of us that are Christians: taking your thoughts captive. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3 through 6 talks about taking your thoughts captive in your life, right? These are your direct thoughts. So in your life, you have these snapshots of life, of what you think life should look like, marriage should look like, because of your present circumstances, your childhood, tainted relationships, whatever those things are. And so this is where you want to come to understand that if that's all you've ever had, then it's time to change those snapshots. It's time to change those things that are in your mind, right? They could even be positive things. But if you're focused on doing one certain thing all the time and you change companies per se, let's say you work for Verizon and then you go to work for AT&T. I don't know. The one way that you did it in Verizon may not be the way that you have to do it at AT&T. So you have to learn the new template. It's the same with our minds. It's the same with our spirituality. It's the same with all of those things in our life. We must learn to begin to look at things differently. All right. So here's some tips and nuggets that I really truly believe are going to help you navigate for your focus. Okay. Number one, think about what you're thinking about. Think about exactly what you are thinking about in your moment that's causing you to maybe be negative. Think about that thing. Think about that thing when you feel like your effort is low. Really truly think about what you're thinking about, because those thoughts can really truly send you down a spiral of events that you really truly weren't planning for. Okay. Does that make sense? If it does, type a one in the chat stream. Let me know that you're still here. All right. Point number two, is what you were thinking about at this moment adding value to your life? Is it truly adding value to your life? Because if it's not adding value, thank you so much, Randy. Thank you, Gary. If there's no value, then why are you thinking about it? Why are you allowing your mind to really think about it? Because in those instances, you have a choice to make. You could do one of two things. You could either continue to ponder on it and go down this negative course, or you can really truly say, is this bringing value? Thank you, April, for putting that into the chat stream. I appreciate you, my friend. And so pulling my notes back over, once you have thought about what you're thinking about if it's bringing value. Number three, you ready for number three? If you're ready for number three, type 3 in the chat stream so I can drop it for you while I take a sip of my water. All right. Point number 3. Let me see here. I'm using 2 screens, so I'm trying to figure this thing out. Sometimes I compare myself. I know it's not good to compare. Absolutely. That's a tough place to be, right, Gary? I've done it too. Sometimes I still do it, but I got to take those thoughts captive. So number 3, position your mind to a place that sees a greater outcome than where you are now. You know that Bible verse that says, speak in those things that are not as if though they are, right? Position your mind to a place that sees a greater outcome than where you are now. So think about that for the next 30 seconds. What is your favorite place to go on vacation? Is it mountains? Is it the ocean? Is it city? Is it somewhere quaint? Is it the desert? Is it Arizona? Where is that special place that you just absolutely love to go on vacation? And if money wasn't an issue, where would you be right now? Where would you be? Yeah, thank you so much, April, for putting that in. Do you have that place in mind? What does it look like? Because I know that when I think of my special place, one of my favorite places to go is the West Coast. Obviously, I was raised on the West Coast. I miss the ocean. I love the salty Monterey air, the salty Monterey evenings. Somebody said Hawaii. Gary says Hawaii, right? It's those places, right? What does it look like? Can you feel it? Can you smell it? And does it feel good? These are the places. You may not end up at the beach, but if you have a goal, maybe up in Montana or Jamaica, wow, that's pretty cool. So watch this. Wherever you want to be, that's why it's important to have some type of a vision board or some type of an affirmation board. Something written down, something on just a picture, maybe a clipping of a magazine saying, you know what, one day I'm going to have that car. One day I'm going to have that. Ireland. Wow. I never heard of Ireland being somewhere that somebody wanted to be. That's kind of cool. But where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in business? Where do you want to be in ministry? Where do you want to be in relationships? Maybe you want to be a coach. Maybe you want to be a virtual assistant. Maybe you want to be a skydiver. Maybe you want to be a basketball pro. Whatever that is, do you have something that you're putting your focus on? So think about what you're thinking about. Is what you're thinking about bringing you value? And 3 ties into number 2. Position your mind to a place that sees a greater outcome than where you are now. Are you ready for number 4? Is any of this making sense? If it is, put your favorite emoji in the chat stream. If you're ready for number 4, let me know, and I will proceed. Once you get number 1, 2, and 3 in your mind and in your spirit, and you've prayed about it, remember, don't pray 30 years for something. I mean, you can pray, but sometimes when you need to go get something, sometimes it's just going out and getting it, right? Number 4, once you've seen it, write down what you see. Remember the picture, the statement, whatever that is, write down what you see. I kind of went ahead of myself. Number 5 is pray about it. Pray about what you see. Pray about what you're thinking about. Pray about that vision. Pray about it and say, Lord, this is where I would like to be, because our desires become God's desires. I mean, God's desires become our desires. Psalms 37:4. Diligently seek God, and He will change the desires of your heart. So when you ask God, Lord, what's in it for me for this next season? And it's okay to ask Him that. What's in it for me? I would like to know what's in it for me this next season. God will show you. All right. So pray about it. But then point number 6, y'all ready for 6? 4 was write it down. 5 was pray about it. Number 6, share with somebody to keep you accountable. Tithe. Absolutely. Tithe should be number 1 of every single broadcast that I do. Tithing is so important. Share with somebody to keep you accountable. Why is that? Why would you say, why would you think that staying accountable is going to help you achieve this? Go ahead and put it into the chat stream. Share with somebody to keep you accountable, right? Why is that? Right? Bonus point, tithing. Here's why. Because if I don't share it with you, so right now in my coaching mastermind group, we're working on declutter, and we're also working on next month. We're going to work on health and wellness. Right now, I'm in the gym 3 times a week. Now, I don't consider these last 2 weeks 14 days of me working out. It's 14 days of healthy lifestyle, but I've been living a healthy lifestyle for about a year. It don't look like it, but my food intake is good, right? So this is really workout day number 4 that I did this morning, and I video it, the whole thing. Once I'm all sweaty, then I get on there. All right, guys, here's my accountability. Even though I'm the coach, if I don't do that, if I'm not accountable to the people that I'm coaching, that I'm leading, then how will they follow? You follow what I'm saying? So the same with everyone else. What's going on, Melanie? Thank you so much for coming in. Not sure, but it works, keeps things in the light, right? Because it keeps you accountable. It keeps you working for something. But you're also, here's what I want to drop in your spirit as well. Be accountable to yourself. Who are you showing up for? Because if you're showing up for this to this broadcast just for me, that's awesome. And I love you for it. Thank you so much. But if I'm bringing tips that have helped me and you're showing up for me, you're doing yourself a disservice. Show up for you in everything that you do. Everything, absolutely everything that you do, you must show up for you. That's your own accountability, and with a brother or a sister. All right? That's point number 6. Point number 7. Y'all ready for point number 7? Y'all ready? Type a 7 into the chat stream so I can lay it out for you. Thank you again, Melanie, for coming in. Randy, April, Gary, and those other 4 that are live. I don't know where you're coming in from, but thank you. And thank you for your input. All right, so here we go. Number 7 is this. Execute with actionable steps. That right there, honestly, is one of the hardest things to do, to make small steps. And here's why. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Maybe you've experienced this and maybe you're not there anymore, or maybe you're just very disciplined. I don't know. But for me and a lot of people that I work with, when I say, hey, what's your goal for the year? And if they say lose 50 pounds, or they want to write 2 books, whatever that is, they hit the floor running, boom, 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 boom. And they forget about everything else that's in their life. And they're so focused on just getting that one thing done that they miss the journey. When I do my workouts, ask me how long my workouts are. I'll let you answer that while I take another sip of my water. How long are my workouts? Okay, I'll tell you. 15 to 20 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes. For my first month, I set a goal in my mind. That'll be 12 days of me working out at 15 minutes. Sometimes it goes to 20 minutes, but then I get in the sauna, so that makes it 20 to 35 minutes. So maybe that's considered 35 minutes of a workout, right? But here's why I did it, because I've learned this, that when I take actionable, bite-sized steps to get there, and this is what I help my clients with, okay? I tell them, the things that you're doing, you're spending too much time doing them. Let's start breaking them into actionable steps so you can get more done, other things done that you're passionate about, versus just focusing on one thing and then one thing and then one thing. Take bite-sized measures, and it works. Because if I was to get in the gym and I say, you know what, I'm going to do an hour and a half every single day for the next month, that's 30 days of an hour and a half, I'm going to burn out. I'm going to burn out this way. And there's a whole nother teaching on how to funnel down all of your overwhelm into the 3 to 5 things that you should be doing per day, or maybe not should, but would help you get more things done. Okay. That's a whole nother teaching. If you guys want me to teach on that, let me know. Maybe I'll do it Freestyle Friday. But these steps right here are something that I've proven with my clients. I've proven with myself that they work. Once you get a rhythm of actionable steps for 2 to 3 months, and like I said, that's the hardest part, because so many times we just want the result. It's about the journey. There's a book out there that I would love for you to read, and I have no problem sharing other people's content and sharing stuff out. It's Atomic Habits. I forget who the author is, but I read it last year. Atomic Habits. That's the first book I ever read front to back within like 30 days, because I took actionable steps, and I promised myself I am not going to burn out reading this book. I'm going to read 15 minutes per day. And what I found out was 15 minutes of reading a book is pretty much one chapter. So you can literally read one book in a week if you're reading 15 minutes per day, because typically a book, I mean, not mine, because mine has 100 power tips, but typically any regular sized book is about 7 to 10 chapters. If you're able to read one chapter per day, guess what? You read a whole book in a week, 15 minutes a day. Then you take 15 minutes of workout. Then you take 15 minutes of walking. That's only an hour of your time. James Clear. Absolutely. Yes, that's the one. Guess how much more stuff you can get done throughout the day? I have 5 to 7 mini goals every day. Right now it's 12:21. I only got one more goal left, and that's doing my live this evening. So guess what? Paul Ibarra, Coach Paul, can go take his nap after this. I can study for my Friday broadcast with April and with Maggie. I've got 3 to 4 hours now to adjust schedule. What if I get a phone call? What if something happens? What if I got to go groceries? What if I got to do certain things? At the end of the week, I have 35 goals that are done. Now I can look at all my goals and say, I'm winning versus just all this overwhelm of trying to get so much stuff done. It's not going to work. So here's a recap. I know that I've gone 6 minutes long. Point number 1, think about what you're thinking about. Point number 2 is what you were thinking about at this moment, adding value to your life. Point number 3, position your mind to a place that seems a greater outcome than where you are now. Number 4, write down what you see. Number 5, pray about it, not for 30 years. Point number 6, share with somebody to keep you accountable and yourself accountable. And 7, execute with actionable steps and get yourself the book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. 2 bonus points that I want to throw in here. When your efforts are low, repeat this recipe. Because you're going to miss it some days. So when you wake up tomorrow and you're going, oh, I'm back in this funk, Coach Paul, think about what you're thinking about. Is what you're thinking about bringing value? Position your mind where you want to be at the end of the day. Write down what you see. Pray and say, Lord, I need your strength. Share with somebody. If you've already got the big goal already shared, let that person know I am feeling down today. I need your prayer. I need a word of encouragement, whatever, and then execute with actionable steps. All right. Now, here's the disclaimer. Here's the bonus, the last bonus. Here's the disclaimer. This will not work if you do not do the work. It won't work. If you don't do the work, it is not going to work. So I'm going to end with this. Here's my question for you. Are you tired of being burnt out? Are you tired of being burned out? Because if you're not, then it was 23 minutes of your life that you watched this broadcast that was wasted. Right? Are you tired of being burnt out? But if you love being burnt out, hey, stay burned out. But if you want to get your clarity and you want to have focus in your life, follow those 7 steps. Remember, you can get a free download of that if you go to setfreelife.net/focus. I will actually put it in the chat stream. She said hashtag just saying. Setfreelife.net/focus. That link is in the chat stream. You can copy and paste it. You can click it. Hopefully it'll go. But setfreelife.net/focus. You get a free download of all of these notes that I had and my little cool little emoji on the bottom that says set free. So listen, I've gone way long. I like to keep these at about 15 minutes. So get out there and get it. Catch me tomorrow at noon for another midday mind shift. Remember, you can reach out to me at setfreelife.net. I am your coach, Paul, and I am here to help you get set free. We will catch you tomorrow at noon. Peace.